All right, it's the end of January 2022, and this is the fourth attempt at making a video about these pin blocks. My camera is giving me fits. I've tried to format the SD card 3 times already, and it still says there's no room, so I'm just going to quickly try to make the point that I was trying to make. These 2 pin blocks are in roughly the same space. They're not done yet, but they're not done for 2 different and 2 important reasons. This one, if you listen carefully here, and hopefully this will show up on the sound of the video, and listen here, and then listen here, clearly sounds different. Why? Because this is rocking very slightly back and forth like that. Okay? It's obvious. If you can't hear it, it's obvious to me. Take my word for it. This one, I'm not doing it right. You can hear it now. It's doing something that you could call teeter-tottering. It's hitting in the center here and not on the edges. Now, why am I bothering to show this? It seems pretty obvious. A lot of people know how to do this. You put some graphite on the bottom of there and you fit it here. So obviously there's a little bit of a mound somewhere in here that needs to be removed. The reason I'm showing it is because when you do enough of these, you're going to find the temptation to say, well, listen, this is a little tiny rock. What is that? It's, I don't know what that is. It's probably not even a 32nd of an inch. Why not just take one of these, or take a bunch of these massive clamps, which is what I am going to use to clamp this thing down to here, down to the plate. I'm going to use these to clamp this way. Why not? These massive clamps will take care of any little inaccuracy that you can come up with. So why not just clamp that thing down, put in the 30 or so screws that are under there. 30 of these holes or something about are screws. It's certainly going to hold it in place. Why worry about that? All right, well, this is important. Why worry about that? I live in the northeast part of America, and here is what the top side of a piano looks like with all those screws in it. And if you take a tool like this, which is good to have, it's a brace with a screwdriver bit, which has been carefully fit to fit in the screws like that. It's been shaped properly like this. By the way, this is all immaterial, but if 10 years from now, if you come to that screw, I guarantee it, you're going to get an 1/8 of a turn, 1/4 of a turn. It's going to turn. In other words, what a lot of people know is going to happen is that screws get loose over time. So why is that important? Because anything that you tried to get away with fitting these is now going to be back in play. So you might ask, well, who cares about that either? Well, as the screws are getting loose and that little bit of play is coming into play, the tuner is going to be trying to tune this thing while this thing is no longer solid. If you fit this to where it won't move even with the gentlest of touch, to where it's down there completely solid, put the screws in, as they loosen up, yes, the screws are going to loosen up, but the pin block is still going to stay solid against everything as the strings are pulling against that, and it's not going to have any play in it. So, that's my point. And yes, a subtle thing like this can come back, and it only takes subtle stuff for a piano to go out of tune. Just very little movement and flex in anything is going to make a piano go out of tune. So that's my rant for the day about pin blocks. You can't fight the screws getting loose. Don't super glue them in, whatever you do. If you do that, then I'll come and throw an egg at you or at your house or something, because then you can't get it back apart. So don't try gluing in the screws or something crazy to try to keep it to stay in tune. So anyway, there's a lot more I could show, but if this stupid camera shuts off on me again, I'm going to have a fit. So bye.